There is a moment in every soldier's journey when he realizes that not all weapons fire bullets. Some tools carry a deeper meaning, something primal, something that connects him with centuries of warriors before him. Imagine the sound of helicopters in the distance, boots pounding the earth, and then steel slicing through the air. That's not just noise, it's a promise of survival. And here's the kicker. Few people truly understand this weapon, yet every soldier who's held it knows its silent power. Think about it when you strip away all the technology. The radios, the night vision goggles, what's left in your hands is raw steel. This blade has been carried into jungles, deserts, and battlefields where the margin between life and death was as thin as its edge. It's not glamorous, it's not high-tech, but it's real. Soldiers who've relied on it will tell you it is more than a tool, it is a lifeline. And when you see it up close, you can feel that energy, almost like it's alive. This isn't about fantasy or Hollywood exaggeration. It's about the weapon that quietly defines discipline, resilience, and tactical advantage. The kind of weapon that doesn't need a trigger to command respect. Soldiers train to master it, not because they want to, but because they must. And once you hear its story, you'll never look at a simple blade the same way again. Long before modern warfare filled the skies with drones and the ground with armored vehicles, there was the soldier with nothing but grit and a blade. The machete's story runs deep, from the jungles of Southeast Asia to the dense forests of Latin America. Armies learned quickly that survival wasn't only about rifles. It was about a weapon that could cut, clear, and defend all at once. In the Vietnam War, for example, soldiers relied on machetes to carve paths through thick jungle, a reminder that even in high-tech battles, steel still ruled. But it didn't start there. The machete's roots go back centuries, carried by farmers and warriors alike. In revolutions, uprisings, and guerrilla warfare, this blade wasn't just a tool, it was the weapon of the common man. In the hands of someone trained, it became a symbol of power and defiance, almost a silent rebellion against the odds. That is why the machete never disappeared from military gear. It kept proving itself over and over again in every kind of terrain. What makes this history so powerful is how the machete evolved without ever losing its essence. From rough, handcrafted blades to sleek, tactical versions with black coatings and serrated backs, the core purpose never changed: survival and dominance in the harshest environments. And when you realize just how many wars this weapon has quietly shaped, you start to see why soldiers still treat it with respect today. Out in the field, unpredictability is the only certainty, and that's where the machete shines brightest. A soldier can step into thick jungle one day, barren desert the next, and still rely on the same blade. It clears brush, cuts through rope, even chops wood to build a fire. In real combat training, soldiers learn to see it not as just a knife, but as an extension of their willpower. When everything else fails, this tool steps in as the difference between being stuck and breaking through. What's fascinating is the versatility packed into such a simple design. With one swing, you've got a path where there was none. Need shelter? The machete helps cut branches and shape defenses. Need to defend yourself up close? Its longer reach gives you a split-second advantage that can save your life. It is this adaptability that earns the machete its place in every soldier's kit. It does the work of several tools without weighing a soldier down. Even more, there's a psychological edge. Holding a machete gives a soldier confidence, a kind of silent assurance that no matter what terrain or threat appears, he's not defenseless. In tactical scenarios, that confidence is priceless. The machete becomes more than survival, it becomes strategy. And once you grasp how essential that edge is, you begin to wonder how it stacks up against other iconic military weapons. Stack it next to a combat knife, and the differences jump out immediately. A knife is precise, compact, easy to conceal, but it's limited. A machete, on the other hand, extends reach and delivers devastating force with every swing. In dense environments, a knife might help you cut cord or skin game. But when it comes to slicing through bamboo or defending against an ambush, the machete outclasses it with raw power. That extra length isn't just for show, it's survival measured in inches. And then there's the bayonet, a weapon that has carried soldiers through centuries of battle. Fierce in its own right, yes, but tied to the rifle, it becomes situational. A machete doesn't need a firearm to be effective. It operates independently, ready in your hand whether you're re-clearing a jungle trail or facing a silent threat in close quarters. Soldiers know this. When stealth is key, a machete can end a confrontation without broadcasting their presence like a gunshot would. It's that quiet, decisive strength that makes the machete so unique among military gear. Where other weapons rely on technology, ammunition, or attachments, the machete is brutally simple yet endlessly useful. And just when you think it's only about raw steel, you discover how many tactical models have been created specifically for modern warriors. When it comes to tactical machetes, not all blades are created equal. Some are designed for brute force, others for precision, and a few strike a balance between both. Take the iconic kukri-style machete with its forward curved blade, capable of devastating chopping power. Special forces have leaned on versions like this for decades, because it doubles as both a weapon and a utility tool. Then there are modern military machetes with black, non-reflective coatings that keep a soldier concealed under moonlight. Ergonomics play a big role too. Models with rubberized, shock-absorbing handles give soldiers a stronger grip, even in wet or muddy conditions. Some versions include serrated spines for sawing through branches, or even metal wiring in the field. And let's not forget sheaths designed for quick draw, because in combat, a split second can mean everything. Every design element reflects real-world demands, where efficiency and survival walk hand in hand. But what really makes these machetes legendary is the reputation they've built on the battlefield. From Central America to the Pacific, stories of soldiers relying on these blades for both survival and combat have carved their place in military history. And while the steel itself is impressive, what truly matters is how soldiers train to wield it with skill, precision, and discipline. A machete in the hands of an untrained soldier is just a blade, but in the hands of someone disciplined, it becomes a calculated instrument of survival and combat. Training transforms raw steel into an extension of the soldier's body. In drills, they practice not only cutting and striking, but also precision learning how to conserve energy, strike at the right angles, and adapt to terrain. The discipline isn't about swinging harder. It's about moving smarter. Many military programs emphasize silent combat, and the machete is a perfect fit for that. Soldiers rehearse stealth techniques, understanding how to use the weapon in ways that minimize noise but maximize effectiveness. Picture a training ground where recruits are taught to cut quietly through vegetation, to strike with accuracy instead of brute strength, and to build shelters in minutes. This discipline turns the machete from just a tool into a lifeline under any circumstance. But the real lesson lies beyond physical skill. It's about mindset. Soldiers are taught to respect the blade, to treat it as more than a weapon. It becomes a symbol of readiness and resilience, reminding them that survival depends on preparation and focus. And once that discipline is forged, the machete takes on a new meaning, one that extends far beyond technique, something that carries psychological weight, both for the soldier holding it and the enemy facing it. The machete carries more than steel, it carries intimidation. Even a trained opponent can't help but respect the presence of a weapon that commands attention without a sound. Soldiers know that in close quarters, the mere sight of a sharp blade can shift the balance of power. That psychological edge often buys a crucial moment, a heartbeat of advantage that could be the difference between retreat and survival. Its presence alone changes the way threats behave. In training exercises, soldiers have seen adversaries hesitate, second-guess, or retreat simply because they understand what the machete represents. It's not just about the cut, it's about control, perception, and the unspoken warning that comes with expertise. When wielded with confidence, it communicates authority instantly. Even in high-stakes operations, this effect resonates. The machete silently enforces respect, allowing soldiers to maintain dominance without firing a single shot. It's a reminder that in warfare, perception often dictates outcome as much as action. And while its psychological impact is immense, understanding its full tactical potential naturally leads us to the final part of this journey. Modern weapons may fail, but steel never lies. The machete is that silent, relentless force every soldier should know, a blend of history, discipline, and tactical genius. Imagine holding it, feeling its balance, knowing it can carve paths, defend, or survive where gadgets fall short. That connection between hand and blade is more than skill. It's confidence forged through training and experience. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Which tactical machete would you choose if you were dropped into the field tomorrow? Could it be a serrated combat version, a cuckoo style, or a modern stealth-coated model? Share your thoughts, compare your choices, and imagine yourself wielding it with precision and control. Every detail matters when survival is on the line. And if you want to unlock more secrets of military gear, learn which tools are truly indispensable, and discover tactical insights that few get to see, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the journey. Knowledge is power, and here we make it actionable. The field is waiting. Are you ready? Now that you've seen the power, versatility, and history of the tactical machete, it is time to ask yourself, how prepared are you for situations where survival isn't optional? Could you adapt, improvise, and take control like a trained soldier? Think about which skills or tools you might be underestimating, and imagine the advantage of mastering them before the unexpected hits. Take action today. Practice awareness, study tactical tools, and even explore basic training techniques that build both confidence and precision. Which machete would you trust in the field, and how would you use it to maximize your edge? Drop your answers in the comments. Let's spark a discussion on strategy, survival, and what it really takes to be ready for anything. And if you want to keep sharpening your knowledge and uncover more secrets of military gear, tactical tools, and survival strategies, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every tip, story, and insight here is designed to make you smarter, faster, and more prepared. The path to mastery starts with one choice. Are you ready to take it?